you so much for being here. If you're new to Evernote, or whether or not you've ever started an account, or you've heard of Evernote but not sure where you want to start, or maybe you have the free version already but you haven't really messed with Evernote, don't worry. Either way, I've got you covered. During today's workshop, you'll learn exactly what Evernote is and everything you need to know as a beginner to get started and get set up for success. I'll show you how to break it down one stepping stone at a time so it's not overwhelming. You ready to get started? Alright, let's dive in. By the end of this workshop, you're going to know what Evernote is, what version of Evernote to start with and use to set yourself up for success, a quick overall structure of Evernote, what a stack, notebook, and notes are, and how to set them up, and how to use Evernote to streamline your day-to-day tasks by setting up daily tasks and reminders within the platform. So what is Evernote? Sure, you've heard of it, but what actually is it? Well, according to Evernote's website, it lets you capture, nurture, and share your ideas across any device. It's ultimately what it's about. But the way I like to describe it is, if your brain had a digital library, it'd be Evernote. For all your ideas, research, notes, paper clutter, everything that you can have on your computer or carry on the go. So it's easily accessible. But it's so much more than that. But today I'm just going to focus on a few little things. Alright, so what can Evernote do for you? Well, it can give you a place to organize all the important information so you can get it out of your head to give you more headspace to be creative. So you don't have to remember anything. But again, it can do a lot more than that. But today in this workshop, I'm going to focus on the main 6 features within Evernote to help to set you up for success. And you can actually start doing this today. So now that you know what Evernote is, who am I? My name is Jennifer Valor. I'm an office organizing and productivity coach at transpirelife.com. I create order out of chaos to help you reclaim your life, starting with your office and business. So 3 years ago, I discovered Evernote, and since then, it's changed my life. Before I first discovered it, I would write down all my ideas on different Post-its, and on different little pieces of paper everywhere. Everything was a mess. I had paper files everywhere in stacks. My desk was just always cluttered, and I just couldn't focus. And I was an awful procrastinator, and there was no structure to my previous business. So once I found Evernote, I got all my notes up and organized and put in Evernote, and I put into a structure that worked for me and my workflow. So now I use Evernote as one of my main tools to run my business. So now I want to help you and your team create, set up, update, and implement customized notebooks and systems within Evernote to work with your business and workflow to make your business run more efficiently. This will also help you streamline your business, simplify your daily tasks, gain back time, and finally reclaim control of that paper clutter too. So I love Evernote to organize my papers, brain dump, organize all my ideas, keep workflows and checklists, tasks, and everything I need. And it's an easy access on my mobile app too. And you can also sync Evernote with other tools like Google Drive, If This Then That, Salesforce, all sorts of different programs. So it plays well with other programs too. So you can use it for other favorite productivity tools. Alright, so to make sure you get the most out of this workshop, make sure you close out all your tabs, grab a pen and paper, and take notes while you watch. And then after you're done listening and taking notes, go back, play it again, and then as I explain each step, pause the video, and then actually take action on that step. So watch and then do. And that way it'll be really simple to follow along. Alright, So Evernote comes in 3 different versions. There's the computer app version, which you download onto your computer. There's the mobile app version, and then there's the web browser version. For this workshop, I recommend, and we're going to focus on using the computer app and the mobile app. And I'll explain why here in a moment. So today I want to be showing you the Windows version, what it looks like in the Chrome browser, and what the mobile version looks like overview. So first I want to show you the difference of what each of these look like, and then I'll show you how to log in and start setting up. So once installed on your computer, in Windows, this is what the computer version will look like. Mac will look similar, so if you have a Mac, you'll just have to look around for the similar features. It's very easy to figure out. So everything is at the top of your screen, like it would be in a Word document. And this is the main reason why I love this version. I prefer and recommend using the computer app the most. And it's why, because we're all familiar with what a Word document looks like. Alright, so this is what the web version looks like. This is my personal account. It's very minimalistic, which is pretty nice, but I don't recommend the web version until you are more familiar with Evernote and get the hang of it, so you know where all the different features are first. So that's why today we're only going to focus on the computer version and not the web browser. If you happen to already be using the web browser, then go ahead and continue. I'm just going to be using the computer app for the examples today. So here's an idea of what the mobile app is going to look like. I love it because if you want to look something up really quick, or you come up with an idea or need to remember something when you're out, then you just toss it in the mobile app, and when you get back home you can sync it up and it'll be right there for you to get back to. For the free version of Evernote's account, you're able to put Evernote on 2 different devices. So I always recommend whatever computer, desktop, laptop, or tablet you use the most, and your mobile app as your 2 main. You can add all devices whenever you have a paid version, but just starting out for free, 2 devices is more than enough. Alright, so now that you know what the different versions of Evernote looks like, I want to quickly show you how to sign up for a free account if you don't already have one. Alright, so if you're new to Evernote and need an account, this is my personal link. As a certified Evernote consultant, I'm an affiliate with Evernote, so if you were to ever upgrade later to a paid version, then I would get a small kickback, no extra cost to you. But this is just to help give me an idea of who happened to find Evernote through me, and that's it. That's all you got to worry about. So I'll put this link in the email that I sent you as well, and I'll link it in other places and in the description, so you'll be able to click on it. Alright, so after you click on my link in the browser, we're just going to focus on the basic free version of Evernote. So just click here to sign up, and then you just add your email and click create account. Alright, so then once you sign up, this screen will come up. As you can see, it comes up originally in your web browser, but I'm going to show you how to install the computer version. So these 3 boxes come up. It doesn't matter which one you click on, but today let's just say we're going to be more productive, because we always want to be more productive, right? Alright, and then this screen comes up. And this is where you want to download Evernote for your computer. So just click download, and it'll install. So click download and let it run. Alright, so once it installs on your computer, you just hit if you have Windows, you just come down here to the little Windows icon, and it's going to show up over here in your left sidebar. So just double click on Evernote. And there it is. Alright, so now we're going to talk about stacks, notebooks, and notes. These three things are the main structure of how you organize everything in Evernote. It's the basic structure. So pretend you have a 3-ring binder. It's the container that holds all the dividers and all the papers, right? Well, pretend that your binder cover is a stack. It holds everything, all your notes and notes within that stack. Now your notebook within Evernote, that is your dividers. It's all the different categories that are within that stack, or your main project, or whatever it is within that. And then of course your notes, that would be your individual pages that go within your binder. Does that make sense? So essentially that is the basic structure of Evernote, and I'm going to show you how to set up each one and how to create daily tasks within Evernote to help streamline your day. Alright, so first we're going to learn how to create a notebook within Evernote. Alright, so to create a new notebook, go back to your screen. You highlight notebooks over here in your left column, and there's going to be a little plus sign beside it. Just left click once on the little plus sign, and this little box will pop up. So we're going, in this example we're going to be talking about daily tasks, this notebook, I'm going to number it 1 and call it daily tasks. And I'll explain why I'm numbering it here in a moment. Okay, and there it is. Alright, next I'm going to show you how to create a stack within Evernote. Alright, to create a new stack, you highlight the notebook you just created, your first notebook, and then you will highlight it and right click it, and this little drop down box will come up. You scroll down, you want to add to stack. So we don't have a stack yet, so we're going to create a new stack. Alright, so see how the notebook stack and how daily tasks is underneath notebook stack? It's indented, so that's how you know it's in the right stack. Alright, well now we need to rename the stack. So we're going to left click on it, right click to highlight it, and then this box comes up. So you click rename, and it'll highlight, so you can just backspace, and I'm going to call it to do. Alright, so now that we've got our first stack and our first notebook, let's create a notebook within a stack. So you just highlight your stack name with the left click, and then you're going to right click, and you want to create notebook in, and then whatever that stack is called. So you left click that, then the little box will come up again to name it. So for this new notebook, I'm going to number it 2 and call it weekly tasks. And you can continue doing that if you wanted to add monthly, quarterly, yearly, whatever. Okay, so going back, I numbered these, right? So Evernote automatically puts your notebooks in alphabetical order. So say I do continue adding monthly. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to create a new notebook. Number it 3, call it monthly task. Okay, so since Evernote automatically puts in alphabetical order, this is why I number it. So since week comes before month in chronological order, you have to number them to put it in chronological order instead of alphabetical order. Otherwise, weekly would come after monthly. So that's why I number mine. And I put an exclamation point in front of to do for my stack. That way it's in the same idea. If I create another stack and it comes before the letter T, then it would be above the to-do list. But since I want easy access to my to-do list, I put an exclamation point in front of it to show that it's a higher priority. Therefore, it's just going to push it up higher in the list. Alright, so now that you know how to set up a notebook and a stack, let's create your first note. Alright, so to create a new note, for this example, we're just going to continue with our daily task. So I'm going to highlight the daily task notebook. So over here it shows daily tasks. So that's how you know you're highlighting the right one, and it'll go under the correct notebook. You just click up here on this button, new note, and then it'll come open in its own new window. Alright, so for in our note we're going to create a list for our daily tasks, but we're not going to create any list. This isn't going to be some typical crazy master checklist and then it's still overwhelming. No. Instead, we're going to create a strategic list within a note, and I'll show you what I mean. So before we add a checklist, we need to title our note. The title up here, and I'm going to name it by the day of the week. Let's say it's Monday. July 31st. So I'll know what to do to finish up my month for the end of the month. And I also like to add the year to make it easier to search. Right, so the strategic list I chose for this example, I'm going to show you how to create a recurring social media task list, and I'm going to show you how to make a checklist to break down one of your top 3 goals for the day. Alright, so for the recurring checklist, we're going to name it Daily Recurring Social Media Tasks. Alright, so below that we're going to want to, this is one of my favorite features in Evernote, are the little check boxes. I love lists. I'm obsessed with lists. So this is perfect, especially if you like lists as much as I do. So there's this little box right here with a little check mark, and we just put the cursor where we want the check box and just click it, and there it is. And so I do a space, and then beside that I'm going to put post 3 times a day in Facebook groups. Alright, then to add another checkbox, you just hit enter, create a space, and there's your other one. So the other one we're going to say engage in group comments, and so on and so forth. And then here's why I like this looking like a Word document. Just highlight and bold, and easy peasy. I like easy. We're all about simplifying. All right, so now for your next list, we're just going to choose one big goal for the day, and for this checklist you want to break down that one goal into smaller tasks. So it's bite-sized stepping stones, so it's a lot easier to digest, and the smaller the task, the easier it is to just knock it out. So we want to get as much done as possible this way. So we're going to call, for this example, we're going to call this one write blog post. And then we're going to add our checkboxes. And for this one, I'll say something like get inspiration. Write an outline. And so on and so forth. But that would be a lot longer step-by-step one for me. And then of course I want to bold this title too. So you just keep going through and just keep adding. So also what I like about these checkboxes is that you can click them and unclick them. So as you do them, you just check them off. And it helps keep that momentum going when you see all those checklists. At least it does for me. So this is just a couple of list ideas that you can create in Evernote. After this webinar, you can get creative and think about all the possibilities and come up with your own ideas for different ways to use checklists within Evernote. Especially since it's so easy, now you can go ahead and create your own. Okay, so once you create a strategic list that you will be able to use over and over again, all you have to do is copy and paste it into a new note each day or whenever you need it. So that saves you time from setting that up, and all you have to do is fill it in. So to copy and paste into a new note, all you do is highlight it, and then right click. You can click copy or Control C on Windows computer. And then I'll create another new notebook within my daily task. So say for the next day, I'm doing my planning the night before, I want to create a new list. So I do a new note, and then I right click and paste or Control V. And then whatever your new goal is, big goal is that day, you can just add all the different steps for that. But at least for your recurring daily tasks, you don't have to retype them out or anything. They're there, ready to go, and that's it. Alright, so now that you've got your basic structure set up for Evernote, now I'm going to show you how you go and search all these things. And we search our notes and notebooks by a feature called tagging within Evernote. So I'll show you how to use that. Alright, so now that we've got it written up, we just close that out and we hit sync, and it's going to show up on our main dashboard right here in Evernote. So what are tags and what can you use them for? So tags let you add keywords to individual notes, and this helps you search for them. So it's really easy to go through all these notes no matter what notebook they're in. So you find everything that's related to that particular keyword or keywords or phrases. Basically, you use tags when a note applies to more than one category, or when you want to filter results in a certain notebook by keyword. You can use tags to associate notes with categories, memories, locations, people, dates. In this example, I'm doing it by date. Some examples you can use for tagging would be for like project management. You can add tags to identify like the progress that the project is in, whether it's active, next, completed. If you're HR and you're recruiting, so you would tag it by location or position. If you're doing it for any research, you would tag by the relevant company or project that you're working on currently. But in my example, we're going to use tags for task management, and we're going to add priority labels to them as well. So for this example, I'm going to continue with writing a blog post and the social media. Okay, so to create a tag, within your note you click Add Tag, and first I'm going to do it by the day of the week. Hit Tab, and then it'll enter. And then I'm going to do the month for July, and then I'm going to do the year. And if you already have a tag, it'll show up, so it'll create a list below when you start typing, and then you can easily find it. And for the project, it's going to be blog post. And I'd probably even add a tag for whatever topic that blog post is about. So for this particular reason, I'm just going to call it Evernote. So now that I have some tags already, see, it automatically syncs as well. So I've got my tags, and let's say you want to see an overview of all your tags. Just your quick shortcut. So you don't want to do search, but you want to see all your tags. So over in your left sidebar, you have your tags. So you just click on that, and then it brings up in alphabetical order all your different tags that you have. And then you can search by the month, the year. You can search that way. Or you can have like a drop down of all your different tags. That takes up too much room, so I always keep that minimized. And if you were wanting to create your tagging system within here, you can always click the plus sign and then just add a new tag name. And it'll add it there. And just sync it, and it'll save. Alright, so now that you've got your note for your daily task, we want to make sure you remember what you got to do for the next day. So we're going to create a reminder within Evernote. So coming back to our example, so I dated it for next week. So I want to add a reminder to start writing a blog post. So over here, I'm going to click the little alarm clock. So your reminder is always a little alarm clock icon. You click reminder, and notice that your reminder comes up above your notes over here in your middle column. So your reminders will always stay above your notes. So we want to add a date. And since it's in the future, I'm just going to date it with the actual note. 31st. And I probably want to receive this reminder when I first wake up. So I'll put it for 6 a.m. That way it's already reminding me. You can change it AM to PM. Alright, and to your left of your reminder, it shows that you set a reminder, and the little alarm clock is highlighted, or it lights up. So now you have your first reminder. And over here in the middle column, it'll show that you have a due date on it. And then you can just quickly click the reminder and it would bring up that note. So say you have all your little check boxes checked and you're done. So you just come over here to the reminders and then you just check it off and it would mark it out, and that's it. So you know for an overview that you are done with that or those particular tasks for the day. Alright, so say you want to look for a particular task you need to get done. So you want to do a search. You want to search all your notebooks or all your notes. So I'm going to search it by month. So I'm just going to type in July, and here it'll show whatever notebook or topic that you click on. So you only want to search for notes within that particular notebook or stack. And then it'll bring up everything that you just searched for. Alright, and now you know how to do the basics of Evernote. You know how to set up a structure with a stack, notebook, and notes, how to create a list, how to copy and paste a recurring list, how to do tagging, and how to search. And see, it wasn't that hard. It's nice and easy. So take notes and go back, watch this video, and as I do a step, pause it and then take action and then come back and forth.